Then I would make a motion to appeal your decision on there. According to Article 5, Section 2, Constitution, also the rules and regulations governing Cherokee Nation Tribal Council, Section 3, page 4.
Motion's been made, seconded. Roll call vote.
What's the question? Oh, there's one.
Yes.
Does the proxy vote not require official business?
Mr. Hopkins is on official business.
I guess for the record, can we state where then, so that if there's any question? Thank you.
Call for the question?
Mr. President?
Yes.
Just to clarify what the motion is, it's an appeal decision of the chair, and the question filed in the body is shall the decision of the chair be the decision of the body? If they vote yes, would you vote opposed to the decision of the chair? If you vote no, would you vote the rest of the property is not? Just for the closed session.
Everybody understand that? Call for a vote.
Bill England?
Yes.
Bill John Akers?
Quick comment. Think you all need to think long and hard if you're way on official business that your voice be heard or not be heard. So I vote no.
Roger Connor? No. Carol Cowan?
No.
Joe Quinton?
No.
Mary Fraley?
No.
Don Garvin?
No.
Carl Costin? William Johnson?
No.
John Keener?
No.
Linda O'Leary?
No.
Jack Martin?
No.
Nobody Shophouse? No. David Thornton?
No.
Phil Shargey? No.
The motion for property is passed. We'll go to the approval of the minutes.
You need to continue those.
Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me.
William Johnson?
What's the question? Oh, here.
John Keener? John Keener?
No.
John Keener? John Keener, roll call, Preston
Great.
Linda O'Leary? Here. Jack Martin?
Now, what's up?
David Thornton? Phil Shargey? Here.
We have 14 present. Now we move to the approval of minutes.
Okay.
Motion made to second. Next item is the State of the Nation address. Oh. Let me get my hand up here. All those in favor of approval of the minutes? Aye. All those opposed, no. Now we move to the State of the Nation address.
Just on a minor procedural matter, I think you voted on the proxy before your roll call. So you voted in abstention, right? State of the Nation, December 15th, 2003. Welcome everybody, our council, our constituents in the office, and those on our candidate. We're certainly delighted to have everybody in attendance, either personally or electronically. As some of you recall, we've actually had some Cherokee members from China and the Southeast watching the council meeting tonight, so it's a great step for us all. I want to share with you some dates of interest. Christmas dinners. Now's the time to start your Atkins diet. No water employee dinner at the clinic is Wednesday at noon of this week. Thursday, Salina has their employee Christmas dinner at 11 o'clock. And then David, at 12:30 the same day, at Jay's, so you can make them vote. Really, and then that evening, Cherokee Nation Enterprises in Tulsa. Friday, Muskogee Christmas dinner at 11 o'clock, the Sequoia Christmas dinner at noon, and the employee Christmas program here at the complex at 1 p.m. on Friday. And I understand the council will be hosting an open house later this week, I believe Thursday afternoon from 1 to 4. Wednesday, thank you, from 1 to 4, and we appreciate their thoughtfulness. I understand for our employee Christmas program, members of the council will be performing, and I believe Audrey will be leading that performance. So we appreciate your attendance and participation. One other date of interest that everybody will appreciate except for Don Garvey is January 4th. OU plays LSU for the national championship. But I guess OSU is in the Cotton Bowl, so we have to put that on our calendar. Good. Accomplishments for the month. Our youth choir, the Cherokee National Youth Choir, has their new album out, and boxes were delivered to the council. They were given to the JLA participants last week, and we'll be giving those to our employees. As you recall, the Cherokee Youth Choir received last month their second Native American Music Award for Best Group in Gospel. So that's 2 years in a row they've won that honor. In Claremore, the Claremore Federal Building has been taken by the Cherokee Nation and titled United States Government declared as surplus, so we have that. Our Natural Resources Department is reviewing that as a trust application and doing their due diligence there. And it costs us nothing. For the second straight year, the Cherokee Nation's Finance Group earned the Finance Officers National Recognition for Excellence. It's called the Governmental Financial Officers Certification for Excellence in Financial Reporting. And why that's so important is a measure of the health of our finances. It means that we have budgets on time, that we're following our budgets, clean audits, and we're reporting accurate numbers, so we all can have faith in our financial systems. It's very important for the Cherokee people to know that we're spending the money as prescribed by law. Finally, tonight, the cause to celebrate, we all heard yesterday, the United States military personnel captured Saddam Hussein over the weekend. And what does that have to do for the Cherokee people, the Cherokee Nation? A lot. Last week, more than half a dozen Cherokee Nation employees shipped out to fight the war in terror, many of them headed for Iraq. It was a moving moment to see the motorcade leave from Palico and come for this route to Muskogee. And we got several emails of people on that route. They said it just showed their own pride and our pride. It was a moving experience for them to see the pathway from the EMS building all the way up to Sequoia and through the Sequoia School line with our employees and students. We were very appreciative. And so our prayer in this Christmas season is that those that we said goodbye to will come back healthy and sound. They were part of the 125th Battalion. They've joined hundreds of other Cherokees already in military service around the world. And they won't be home for Christmas. But we hope what the captain Sodom was saying means that they will be a little bit closer to returning to their home soils and to their families that are waiting for them. So I'm sure all of us would like to keep them in our prayers and memory. We'd like to keep all of our families on the roads that are coming in for Christmas in our prayers and memory. And I think all of us would join in wishing each of us and all those that are watching and present happy holiday, goodwill on for all men on earth. So thank you very much. It's a short presentation tonight.
Thank you, Chief Smith. We will move on to the action of unfinished business. And according to our agenda, there's none pending. And with none pending, we will move on to the committee reports. And the first on the committee report is the Constitutional Convention.
First vote, which, as we refer to it, the first vote, which was the May vote in which the Cherokee Nation passed an amendment that took the BIA out of our approval process for our Constitution. As Chief Smith reported last meeting, that matter has been complicated by the filing of certain lawsuits. The Commission is in the process of seeking bids on what we would call frameable certificates to give to all the delegates of the Constitution Commission. We are in our wind down process and hope to finish our 6-month term as quietly as possible and wait for the BIA's decision. Are there any questions? If not, thank you.
Next, we have the housing authority.
Good evening. It's good to be here. Our December board meeting will be tomorrow night at the Eileen Hogner Administrative Conference Room in the Administration Building. It starts at 5:30. The most notable item on the agenda is the possible hiring of an executive director. The gentleman is from Tulsa. I've not met him and don't know a whole lot about him. The board has met with him on a number of occasions. He will be there tomorrow night and they will talk further, so there is a possibility there will be a hiring tomorrow night. Nothing in stone, but that is possible. Our annual audit is almost complete. We were hoping to have it presented tomorrow night at the board meeting, but they're not quite done with it. So this will be the quickest audit we've ever had. It's year ended on September 30th, and 2.5 months later, we're just about to have an audit completed. We currently have 2,124 families participating in our home ownership program. We have 815 families living in our low-income apartments. Those apartments are located in the different towns around the 14-county area. We currently have 1,146 families receiving rental assistance each month from the NAHASDA program. There's another 306 families receiving rental assistance through the Welfare to Work program. There are 1,709 families currently paying for their homeowners insurance through the Community Shield Insurance program. I can't tell you how important this program is to our tribal members. I know everyone's heard about the recent fires out in California. They've destroyed thousands of homes. I was at a conference last week, and they were talking about the homes that were destroyed on some of the reservations out there, and there were 120 homes destroyed, and of those 120, only 12 had insurance. Some of the reasons they were finding, they were asking, and the insurance was either unavailable or unaffordable. The Community Shield Insurance Program is available and it is affordable, so if you have any constituents ask you about homeowners insurance, tell them about Community Shield. Housing Authority's Christmas dinner is this Friday. It's at the Claremore Expo Center. I think a few of you are going to be there, but you're certainly welcome, and that's my report. Be happy to answer any questions if there are any. Questions?
And I understand that Community Shield was the only insurance that those 12 or so homes had out in California.
I think that's correct.
And that they covered it.
Yes.
And they came through.
Yes.
Thank you.
That is correct.
Any other questions?
Thank you.
Next, we have Cherokee Nation Enterprises.
Good evening. On behalf of all of our employees, I would like to wish the council and Chief Smith and Deputy Chief Grayson a wonderful holiday. We appreciate all of the support that you have given the company over the past year. Without that support, there's no doubt that we could not be as successful as we are. Net income for the year for November is up approximately 37% from last year, excluding the effects of blackjack. So that it tells us a couple of things. Not only have we recovered from blackjack, but we have increased the bottom line another 17%. So we're very pleased with that. The construction and expansion of the Catoosa project is on time and scheduled for opening, the grand opening in September. We'd encourage you to come out and take a tour. We're approximately 40% complete as of today, and it's provided a lot of excitement for our employees and all of our customers. So it's a wonderful project. We have completed our budget for the year 2004. We're projecting dividends in excess of $11 million for the nation next year, and to put that in perspective, that is almost as much as the company made 2 years ago. So again, we appreciate your support, and we expect continued success, and all of our employees are doing an absolute wonderful job every day to make that better and better. So that's my report. Any questions?
How are we doing on Cherokee hires?
Cherokee hiring is at 72% total employment right now. If you've noticed the curve, that's gone approximately a year ago from 54% to 72%. Our total employment is approximately 1,100 employees, so we continue to increase that percentage every month.
Yes, question, but I also want to tell Nick and I appreciate y'all this last year, using the especially in the board.
Thank you.
Dan, could you just briefly tell us where we actually are at as far as the construction part of it?
We're actually what you would call dried in, almost, so that we can complete the interior. The walls are in, the concrete floor is in, and the exterior, the windows are there. We still lack some work on the parking lot on the west side. So it's available for tour. We'll start finishing out the hotel individual rooms with sheetrock and all the coverings. So it's going to go up very quickly from here.
And your projection for a soft opening?
Soft opening will be June.
June.
Yes.
So I noticed driving by Fort Gibson a couple of weeks ago, noticed one of the casino sign sitting there on a trailer.
Mm-hmm.
We had just two big poles, and the sign's gone, the poles are still there. How are we progressing on that sign?
Yeah, what happened is there was a big windstorm right after we delivered it, and there was damage to it. So we had to take it in for repair.
Some more wind today. So
Yeah, we did.
It wasn't there.
Yeah, so anyway, we'll get that done as soon as possible.
Any more questions? Yes, ma'am.
In hiring for the hotel restaurant, portion of the project,
The major hiring will be in March,
okay?
March, April.
But you're taking resumes now.
Yes, we're encouraging everyone to apply now so that we don't run into, a crunch at the time. So yes, and would encourage everyone to, if you have someone that's interested in those type of jobs, to apply now so that we can get those into the system.
Thank you.
David, on our facility at West Pylon, what's the status on it now? Projected, I know that we had some remodeling that we're thinking about doing, some things of that nature. What's in the works for West Pylon?
Okay, let me go back a little bit to the improvements that we've made. We have remodeled the floor and a lot of the upgraded the electrical, and now we have some interior signage that's ready to be installed. The next phase of that will be to perform what I would consider, a market analysis and a business plan for a major expansion of that facility. Our preliminary indications show that facility could be much larger, maybe as much as double the size that it is. So we're currently looking at that design, analysis, and so on. So I would expect within the next 6 months we will start a major expansion.
Thank you.
My question is, Cherokee made any impact out there since they've been on the site? Have we aggressively pursued any Cherokee contractors, anybody, to bid any of the smaller packages of some bids or anything?
I know that we did change our procedure to do that. Now, I don't know what the actual result has been, but I know that all of our staff, we've changed our procedures to include Cherokee in that. And as far as I know, it has, and I'll confirm that.
Any more questions? Thank you, David.
Okay, thank you. Happy holidays.
Next, we have Cherokee Nation Industries.
Good evening, Principal Chief Smith and Deputy Chief Grayson, and members of the council. CNI total sales for the month of November were $9 million, or about 120% greater than we were last year at this time. Our total sales for 5 months is $36 million, or about 60% higher than we were last year at this time. Our profitability for the month was approximately $300,000, bringing our profitability for the 5-month period to $1.2 million. Or about 120% higher than it was last year. Our profitability as a percent of sales is about 3%, which in my mind still requires some improvement. Our backlog is down slightly, but expected to increase and be in the $50 million range by December 31st. All areas of the company continue to grow, as does our profitability, with the exception of C&D, our distribution group, and hopefully we'll have that group turned around in January. We have a board meeting on Tuesday, the 23rd of December at 9:30 a.m. We had a children's Christmas party that occurred on December 6th, where we entertained about 96 of the CNI employees' children, and it appears to have been successful, as was our employee Christmas party that occurred on this past Saturday. I would again like to thank Principal Chief Smith, Deputy Chief Grayson, and the council members who attended CNI's Christmas party for their support. And I'd like to wish the council, the chief, the deputy chief a very Merry Christmas. This concludes my report. Any questions?
And you're bidding on some of the boring work, aren't you, on the cargo planes or something?
Yes.
And how's that coming along?
It was supposed to be awarded on Friday the 12th. They slipped it to now to January 12th. And what they did also is, it appears to be some issue with engineering changes, and what they want us to do is to give them a flat price for engineering changes, and so I told them I'd be happy to do that if they could describe what an engineering change to me was, so that's kind of where we are. We did come up with some pseudo-engineering changes to give them an idea about what it would cost to repair a cable, to completely rebuilding a cable. So we're trying to work with them, Meredith.
You were the final bidders on the project, and
Yeah, it's down to 4 of us now, I understand, so. And there's 700 aircraft, and so it would be, if we win that, we'll be extremely proud of that. It's a real.
wonderful. Thank you.
Any other questions? Thank you. And now we're moving on to new business. First item on the agenda is a resolution authorizing the Department of Children, Youth, and Family Services to submit an application to the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
This is a resolution authorizing the Department of Children's, Youth, and Family Services to submit an application to the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services Administration for Children and Family Violence Prevention and Service Program for Victims of Family Violence. And this is an amount of $100,000 and no matching sign requirement. So I'll put that in for a motion.
Second. Motion's made, seconded. Any questions or discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Motion carries. The second item is a resolution authorizing the submission of an AHASA year fiscal 2004 Indian housing plan. Ms. O'Leary.
This is a resolution authorizing the submission of the NAHASA FY 2004 Indian Housing Plan. And in order to, to get our drawdown sooner, there's a lot of things I don't agree with, but after the holidays, I plan on to have some more meetings, and I think there's a lot of improvements that we need to do on our housing yet. So I'll put that in form of motion. Thank you.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any questions or discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Motion carries. One abstention. Number 3 is a legislative act amending fiscal year 2004 comprehensive budget.
This is a legislative act amending FY 2004 comprehensive budget. It's called a Mod 2 and declaring an emergency. And there's a decrease in funding in the general fund of the budget authority of $14,500 due to a reclassification of the interprogram revenue in land operations, offset by a donation to the Trail of Tears Association and an increase in the contingency reserve. There is also a decrease in the tribal forces account budget authority of $202,704,000 to reclassify interprogram income with no net revenue impact, and there's a increase in the non-expendable trust fund budget authority of $70,000. I put this in form of a motion.
Second motion. Motion's been made and seconded. Any questions or discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Joe England,
Yes.
John Baker,
Yes.
Audra Connor,
Yes.
Sarah Cullen, yes. Joe Quinton,
Yes.
Mary Fraley, yes. John Gardner,
Yes.
Charlie
Yes.
William Johnson,
Yes.
John Keener,
Yes.
Second chair does not recognize the proxy vote.
Jackie Bob Martin,
Yes.
Liz O'Leary,
Yes.
Yvonne Shawkat, David Gordon,
Yes.
Phil Georgie,
Yes.
Motion made and seconded. Motion carries. Yes, just for clarification, the beginning vote of whether she would appeal the decision of the chair on the proper vote.
Still carries through?
That carries through.
Okay.
For the entire meeting.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. President, I think just for the record, President's intent of objection was to preserve that objection for future issues. So if the council would allow him to have a continuing objection, so it's not necessary to make a record every time it was carried. Basically, that's the idea. You want to say it a different way?
Well, I guess when you appeal the decision of the chair for a matter that carries on to that meeting, the record's been made. It's not necessary for the chair to not recognize each vote of the proxy that comes forward. That record's been memorialized. I don't believe there's even a reason to have a continuing objection. It's been memorialized for that meeting. And we've probably gone through this enough to be awkward enough already. So,
Thank you for clearing that up, sir. Moving on to number 4. Legislative act amending Legislative Act 795. Ms. Bailey.
This legislation is titled the Judicial Appeals Legislative Term Act of 2003, and its purpose is to set the terms of office for the Judicial Appeals Tribunal, and it also establishes a protocol for the nomination of justices to the tribunal, and I move that we approve this act.
Second. Motion is made, seconded. Any questions or discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Bill England?
Yes.
John Baker?
Yes.
Audrey Connor?
Yes.
Carol Collins? No. Joe Crittenden?
Yes.
Mary Fraley?
Yes.
John Garvin?
Yes.
Charles Hopkins?
Yes.
William Johnson?
Yes.
John Keener?
Yes.
Jacob L. Martin?
Yes.
Linda O'Leary?
Yes.
Nolan Shophouse? Yes. David Thornton?
Yes.
Bill Georgie? Yes.
Motion is carried, 14-1. Fifth item, Legislative Act setting compensation for the JAT documentary.
This legislation is titled the Judicial Appeals Tribunal Compensation Act of 2003, and its purpose is to increase the annual stipend of the Appeals Tribunal and also designate the justices as a special employee for certain purposes. And I move that we approve this amendment.
Second. Motion made and seconded. Any questions or discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Bill England?
Yes.
Bill John Baker?
Yes.
Audrey Connor?
Yes.
Carol Collins?
Yes.
Joe Crittenden?
Yes.
Mary Fraley?
Yes.
John Garvin?
Yes.
Charles Hopkins?
Yes.
William Johnson?
Yes.
John Keener?
Yes.
Jacob L. Martin?
Yes.
Linda O'Leary? Nolan Shophouse?
Yes.
David Thornton?
Yes.
Bill Georgie? Yes.
It was unanimous. Act carried. Item number 6, Legislative Act approving the Tribal Council General Assistance Program. Ms. Fraley.
Mr. President, I would move that we table this item until the January meeting.
Second.
Motion made and seconded that we table. All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
All those opposed, no? Motion carried. Item 7, Legislative Act entitled Cherokee Nation Limited Mixed Beverage Sales Act.
This legislation is enacted to empower the Board of Directors of Cherokee Nation Enterprises to establish controls retail, liquor sales at its hotel, restaurant, and casino operations. And it also gives powers of enforcement within the jurisdiction of the Cherokee Nation Tax Commission. Now, the Act must be in conformity with state and federal law, and I believe that the drafters have assured us that we are in compliance. Furthermore, upon approval by the council, this legislation will not become effective until published in the Federal Register and certified by the Secretary of the Interior. And Mr. President and council members, from an economic development standpoint, and to be competitive with other hotels and restaurants in the area of our operations, I believe this legislation is a positive step forward. And I might also add that there is a 2% excise tax attached to the sales, which will be used to promote mental health and also to combat substance abuse among our Cherokee people. I move for approval of this legislation with the caveat that it be published in the Federal Register and certified by the Secretary of the Interior.
Second. Motion been made and seconded. Any questions or discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Bill England?
Yes.
Bill John Baker?
No.
Audrey Connor?
Yes.
Gary Cowan?
Yes.
Joe Crispin?
No.
Mary Fraley?
Yes.
John Garvin?
Yes.
Charles Hopkins?
Yes. Tonight.
William Johnson?
Yes.
John Keener?
Yes, for a while.
James Von Martin?
That's fine.
Linda Leary?
Yes.
Jeremiah Shophouse? From my spiritual point of view, I cannot support this, so I'll vote no. David Thornton?
Yes.
Phyllis Georgie?
Yes.
The motion carries 11-4, 3 against, 1 abstention. Mr. Chairman.
We had an item that we discussed in our committee meeting pertaining to legislative act that was passed previously, and I don't remember the number, and I don't remember the new act, but I will make a motion that we place that on the January agenda for a final vote approval. That was an amendment to the compensation act. That'll give us time for some more discussion on it.
Second motion. Motion is made and seconded. Any questions or discussion? All in favor? Aye. Aye. All opposed, no. We will move that to the next council meeting.
Mr. Chairman, one more, not to make an announcement, we will cancel the road subcommittee that's scheduled for 11 o'clock tomorrow. Our voters will permit what we need to discuss in the regular resource committee.
Okay. Any announcements? Yes. Yes, sir.
For us to change that and vote on what we just voted on, that's be passed by 2/3 vote on the floor.
Well, do we need to go through a roll call vote? If, the act, the compensation act that was in question was, passed out of committee, and there was some confusion on it. Ms. Black Fox and I and Mr. Evans had discussed it. It was not on this agenda item, but arguably could have been on this month's agenda. Mr. Martin's motion was to make sure it was placed on the next agenda item. It was more added to the next month's agenda. Okay. We didn't take it. I don't believe that we would need to amend the agenda to consider it, because no substantive action has been taken at this meeting. It was more in the
essence of an announcement, we'll make sure that it was on next month's regular session. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Are there any announcements? Make motion to adjourn. All in favor, aye. All opposed,